Well, it's officially 7 o'clock, so we will call this meeting of the Sault Ste. Marie City Commission to order. It's Monday, May 3rd, 2021. So roll call, please.
Mayor Gary,
Here.
Commissioner Bauer, Commissioner Rath,
Here.
Commissioner Collins,
Here.
Commissioner Miller,
Present.
Commissioner Talentino, Commissioner Twardy.
Here.
We did hear from Commissioner Talentino, and he's running a few minutes late due to his work schedule. Has anybody heard from Commissioner Bauer?
No, sir.
Wait, I just gotta. Oh, Commissioner Bauer just texted and said he's having a technical issue. He'll be slightly late, be right with us. So maybe Commissioner Miller could help him out with the figuring it out on his phone. Yeah. All right, so we've got two waiting to come in. Why don't we roll right along? So Commissioner Miller, are you able to recite the Pledge of Allegiance for us? If we could all please stand and mute our microphones and do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, Your Honor. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Commissioner. Well done. Number 4, mayor comments and general announcements. Don't have any this evening, so we'll move on to item number 5, declaration of location. Excuse me. So I am in Chippewa County, Michigan. Commissioner Boswitz Rath,
Chippewa County, Michigan.
Commissioner Collins,
Chippewa County, Michigan.
Commissioner Miller,
City of Sault Ste. Marie, Chippewa County, State of Michigan.
Commissioner Talentino, timing perfect.
Chippewa County, Michigan.
Commissioner Twardy
Chippewa County, Michigan.
and Commissioner Bauer, good timing also.
Yes, well, not that good, but Chippewa County, Michigan.
All right. Perfect. We are all here. Under item B, proclamations and recognitions, and we do have a significant one this evening. So proclamation, recognition of May. You put that up on the screen, or do we just read through it? Recognition of May 15th, 2021 as Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the week of May 9th through May 15th, 2021 as National Police Week. The preamble, 51 years ago in 1962, President John F. Kennedy signed Public Law 87-726, designating May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the week in which May 15th falls is National Police Week. In 1994, the law was amended by President Bill Clinton, directing that the flag of the United States be displayed at half staff on all government buildings on May 15th of each year. While the actual dates change from year to year, National Police Week is always the calendar week beginning on Sunday, which includes May 15th. So next is the City of Sault Ste. Marie proclamation. Recognition of May 15th, 2021 as Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the week of May 9th through May 15th, 2021 as National Police Week. Whereas the Congress and President of the United States have designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the week in which May 15th falls is National Police Week. And whereas the members of the law enforcement agencies of Sault Ste. Marie play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of Sault Ste. Marie, and whereas it is important that all citizens know and understand the duties, responsibilities, hazards, and sacrifices of their law enforcement agency, and that members of our law enforcement agency recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence and disorder, and by protecting the innocent against oppression. And whereas the men and women of the law enforcement agency of Sault Ste. Marie unceasingly provide a vital public service, now therefore, I, Mayor of the City of Sault Ste. Marie, call upon all citizens of Sault Ste. Marie to observe the week of May 9th through May 15th, 2021 as Police Week, in which all of our people may join in commemorating law enforcement officers, past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities have rendered a dedicated service to their communities, and in so doing have established themselves an enduring reputation for preserving the rights and security of all citizens. I further call upon all citizens of Sault Ste. Marie to observe Saturday, May 15th, 2021 as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of those law enforcement officers who, through their courageous deeds, have made the ultimate sacrifice or have become disabled in the performance of duty in service to their community, and let us recognize and pay respect to the survivors of all our fallen heroes. In witness thereof, I hereby hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Sault Ste. Marie to be affixed this 3rd day of May 2021. Donald J. Gary Jr., Mayor. And is John Riley, Police Chief, on? Would he like to say any words?
I do not believe he is with us tonight.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And we will move on into item C, which is public comment. Notice of public comment. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to make any comments in regard to any of our listed agenda items this evening? So anybody in the audience that would like to comment on any of our agenda items? Seeing none, we'll move on to D, consent agenda. Deputy City Manager Robin Troyer, somewhere in the squares here.
Thank you, Mayor. Under the consent agenda, 1, approval of the City Commission meeting minutes of April 19th, 2021. Item 2, approval of the special City Commission meeting minutes of April 20th, 2021. Item 3, acceptance of the Downtown Development Authority meeting minutes of March 10th, 2021. Item 4, acceptance of the Local Development Finance Authority meeting minutes of February 23rd, 2021. Item 5, schedule public hearing for single lot assessment rolls SL-1N-21 and SL-1W-21. Item 6, consideration of a public hearing for Oprah request for 824 Ashman Street. And item 7 is approval of the consent agenda items as presented.
Thank you, Deputy City Manager. Does any commissioner would like any item further explained or removed from the consent agenda for individual consideration? Seeing none, Commissioner Twardy.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Basvis Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins, Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino,
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy.
Consent agenda passed unanimously. Thank you very much. E, special orders of business. We have none this evening. Under F, communications, we also have none. So we're moving right along to G, business items. City Manager Chapman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Up first for commission consideration is a request from staff to enter into an agreement for attic insulation services from Great Lakes Roofing and Insulation Systems in the amount of $14,625. The commission may be aware that the DPW facilities are in some need of some upgrades. The city has budgeted about $100,000 in a CIP budget a couple years ago. The funds for this project will be pulling out of that established budget. Again, we would look for a motion as presented to award the attic insulation job to Great Lakes Roofing Insulation in the amount of $14,600.
All right, thank you, City Manager. Commissioner Tuarty, any questions or comments on this item?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you.
Commissioner Talentino?
Nope, it's just good to see that this stayed local, Mayor.
Commissioner Miller?
I have a question, Your Honor.
Sure.
It says the current R value of the building is estimated at 2-4. What is that? What is 2 between 4? Is that a gap or what is that?
It's 2 to 4, so it's low. It's not 2-4, but it's an R value of 2 to 4. So it's a very low R value. With this insulation job, it'd be increased to 44. So have a better capacity at keeping in the heat during the winter time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner Miller. Commissioner Collins, any questions or comments?
You.
Commissioner Bassos Rath?
I'm all set. Thank you.
Commissioner Bauer?
Would you like a motion?
Sure. Thank you.
And, well, in that case, I move that we go with what was the only bid anyway. There you go.
Support.
One bid wasn't that hard. Luckily for us, though, it was still below. It was still below budget. So
Great point.
great. Awarding to
movement.
Great Lakes Roofing and Insulation Systems, Inc.
All right. And there was support?
Support.
Okay, it was moved and supported. Any questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Bastos Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino,
Yes.
Commissioner Tuarty,
Yes.
Mayor Gary.
Yes. Motion passed unanimously. Thank you. G, business items number 2, City Manager Chapman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Up next for consideration is the request for an agreement between the city and another contractor, Great Lakes Roofing and Insulation, for a new rubber membrane roof to be installed at the newly purchased DPW complex facility. The commission may recall that there was a purchase for a new parks facility over by the existing DPW complex. I think it was like a milk producer's facility or something. There are plans to move the Parks Department employees from their existing building up by Meridian Street in the EDC area down to the DPW complex. In order to make that happen, we have to make some investments into the building. There is a CIP budget that was established a couple of years ago, about $125,000 for various projects for the facility. This particular project will take about $33,300 out of that fund and pay for a new rubber roof membrane. So we would recommend a motion to award the bid as presented.
All right, Commissioner Talentino, any questions or comments?
No, I'm all set, Your Honor. Thank you.
Commissioner Miller?
Yes, Your Honor, I have a question. It says the received bid for $33,300 was under what was figured for this portion of the project. What was figured just for this portion of the project?
That's a good question. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have that information, and I told Eric he didn't have to sit in tonight, so I can't get you that answer, but I can certainly follow up with it at a later time if you'd like.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You win. You stumped the city manager tonight.
It's
Commissioner
because of my
Collins,
new
any-
phone.
The technology is deafening. Commissioner Collins, any questions or comments?
All set. Thanks.
All right, Commissioner Bassos Rath.
I'm all set. Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Bauer,
No, we're good.
Commissioner Tuarty.
I'm good. Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Talentino, would you like to make the motion?
Sure, more than happy to do that. Make a motion to award the bid for 809 Seymour Street rubber membrane roof installation to Great Lakes Roofing, Inc. and installation for $33,300.
Support.
Moving to support. Any questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Bastos Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino,
Yes.
Commissioner Tuarty,
Yes.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. Thank you. Nice to see a local company getting both bids, somewhat local. I know they live in the owner lives in the Sioux, so. G, business items, number 3, City Manager Chapman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Up next is a request from the fire department to enter into a sole source arrangement with R&R Fire Truck Repair for all applicable fire apparatus repair and maintenance. The city, through its new purchasing software and our purchasing policies and ordinances, are trying to have to start put some new pieces in play here. So this request is being made so that we can have R&R be our sole source repair mechanic for our equipment. Per the policy, anything over $1,000 has to have 3 quotes, needs to be bid out. If it's over a certain dollar amount, needs to be posted on the website. And while these are all good policies and procedures to have in place, because the fire truck is a critical piece of our equipment, we want to be able to move on any repairs as soon as possible. So this is a request essentially for a variance to the existing purchasing policy. Again, so we can establish R&R fire truck repair for all of our fire apparatus repair and maintenance. And just on a side note, there are a good amount of equipment and processes on the fire truck that needs to be looked at by a certified mechanic that can handle that type of operations. It can't just be taken to any kind of off the street mechanic. So again, we would look for a motion and support to enter into a single source or to authorize a single source purchasing exception for R&R fire.
Thank you, City Manager. Commissioner Miller, any questions or comments on this item?
It seems like if the fire chief has full confidence in this, I think I do as well.
Thank you, Commissioner Collins.
I'm all set. Thanks.
Commissioner Bosmas Rath,
I'm all set. Thank you.
Commissioner Bauer.
I'm not against it, but I do have a question, and that is, why are we moving on this at this time if we've been with them for 25 years?
So that's a good question. There have been a lot of discussion points that have came up recently due to our more efficient and streamlined purchasing software and accounting software. For your sake, you weren't with us when we authorized it, but the city put in a new financial system that comes with a payroll system, a purchasing system. And there's probably a lot more exceptions that are being caught because of the streamlined and even more transparent processes lately. Robin and I just had a conversation about this today. We're amazed at the number of conversations we're having around purchasing lately, just because there are so many new questions that are having to come up because of the process changes and how they reflect or they work with our existing purchasing manual. So staff is currently working on some updates to the purchasing manual. It's a combination of updating it to best practices as well as taking into consideration the processes in our new software system. So again, this is just kind of a topic that's being caught through our processes. Not saying anything was wrong in the past. There's just a more streamlined, or there's a different process in place now. And we're looking for ways to ensure that we're meeting our current established policies while we work on revamping those to a better set of policies. So, for the sake of transparency, we certainly don't want to have anything that may be out of our scope or even my scope as city manager. So for the time being, we want to make sure we have certain things approved by the commission before we move forward.
All right, thank you.
Little long answer for you, sir, but
All right.
It was a good question. I think Commissioner Bauer and others probably remember. I mean, we've had them on here quite a few times before, so
Yeah.
must have been for annual contracts or something, though. But good question, Commissioner Tuarty. Any questions or comments?
No, just a good question, and I appreciate the explanation. So, but I'm good. Thank you.
Commissioner Talentino.
Nope, I'm all set, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Commissioner Miller, how would you like to make that motion? Save the
Thank you,
short
Your
one
Honor.
for you.
I move that we grant the single source provider purchasing exception as presented.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino,
Yes.
Commissioner Tuarty,
Yes.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Baskus Rath.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. Thank you. G, business items, number 4, City Manager Chapman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Excuse me. Up next for commission consideration is a request to combine some capital funds from two separate pots of money and create one new program. So the motion comes in to merge the existing downtown signage project with a downtown facade program into one DDA signage and facade mini grant program. These funds are allocated to the DDA. It is their capital funds. But the commission has final say on the financial condition, the financial programs of the DDA. So the request is coming in from the DDA to merge these two capital funds into one project. Again, it'll streamline this particular program when there's opportunities for signage improvements or facades. Director Nicholson does have the program in mind with the blessing of the commission tonight. She will finalize that program and then work on the marketing and communication pieces out to the downtown businesses that would be eligible for this program. So we would look for a motion and support for the motion as presented to the commission.
Thanks, City Manager. Commissioner Collins, any questions or comments on that one?
No, sir. Thank you.
Commissioner Baskus Rath,
I'm all set. Thank you.
Commissioner Bauer,
No comments.
Commissioner Tuarty,
I'm all set. Thanks.
Commissioner Talentino,
Yep, I'm all good on that, Your Honor. Thank you.
and Commissioner Miller.
Nothing for me, Your Honor. Thank you.
Commissioner Collins, would you like to make that motion?
Your motion to approve the recommended action. Recommended action.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino,
Yes.
Commissioner Tuarty,
Yes.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Baskus Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. Thank you. G, business items, number 5, City Manager Chapman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Up next for commission consideration is the introduction of the proposed budget for fiscal year July 1st, 2021, ending June 30th, 2022. For tonight, we would be establishing a series of public hearings for the following commission meeting, which would be May 17th at 7 p.m. The three motions presented to the commission tonight would be to schedule a public hearing for next Monday regarding the final resolution of establishing the tax levy, a public hearing next Monday for the adoption of water and sewer rates for the next fiscal year, as well as a public hearing next Monday on general appropriations for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2021, ending June 30th, 2022. So included in the commission packet is the proposed budget as being presented to the commission. As we talked about during our meetings, the budget itself was not an easy one to put together. I believe I mentioned this last year. I pretty much said the same thing. The budget last year was difficult. The budget this year was that much more difficult. We are kind of in the midst of a perfect storm at this point where we have a lot of legacy costs, including infrastructure, being compounded with just typical expenditure increases for utilities, personnel costs, health insurance, and kind of being mixed in there with the continuation of stale and flat revenues. just kind of highlighting one of the revenues that we talked about during our Budget 101 meeting in January. The general fund revenues, as reported out by the state of Michigan, has not really increased in the last 10 years. So fiscal year 2010 was 12.5 million. This fiscal year, it's up to 13 million. So not really a big increase when you're looking at the total size of our operations and expenditures. So tonight, again, we're scheduling the public hearings. We have the 3 motions there. There will be an opportunity for further discussion, public comments at the next meeting. If there's any other questions from the commission, we'd be happy to entertain them.
Thank you, City Manager. Commissioner Bosbus Rath, any questions or comments regarding the budget or the scheduling of the public hearings?
I'm all set. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Bauer,
We're good.
Commissioner Tuarty?
Well, I know that really we're just supposed to be scheduling the public hearings, but I do see Peyton Blakely on the call right now, and he is the representative for the fire hall and for their union representatives. And, you know, this was a really difficult budget, and we had to make some really bad cuts. And in the meantime, since we did the workshop, the commission has received contact from the firefighters union. And, you know, it does raise a lot of really good points. And none of us like to cut any sort of essential services. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional because I was an EMS personnel. And so I worked in the field and I worked in the emergency room, and I understand what it is that they do. And so I contacted the city manager today, and then I was just so frustrated with the lack of revenue that has been coming into the city for so long that I forwarded those emails to our representatives. And I said, this is a perfect example of what happens when we don't receive revenue, proper revenue from the state. You know, our city is going to be impacted at this level. And they really, I think that it's important that they see that, and they see the concern coming from the commission and from the firefighters. And I did get a call back, and, you know, it was from Senator Schmidt's office. And he said that they are very concerned. And these are the types of communications that they really like to see coming from us. And, you know, they're going to do all that they can do. But at the end of the day, it's, you know, we need more money. This comes down to a lack of money. And, you know, they're really, really tough decisions. And I want the firefighters to know that if any of them have anything to say, that I would love to hear any of their comments at the end of this meeting or at the next meeting. And it's been a really tough year, and I'm awfully sorry, but we've made some really tough decisions right now. I'd love to even retain one job, but when I was talking to Brian about it earlier, it's just a really tough decision. So sorry that I got emotional. You know, this is not a fun part of our job at all because it impacts people. So I guess I'm done. Thank you.
All right. Good comments, Commissioner. I appreciate that. And no problem being emotional. It certainly is difficult for all of us. And I think that we'll have a good discussion at the next meeting, the public hearings, and we certainly do invite and would ask anybody to come forward and to talk about the proposed budget. And, you know, whether they be firefighters or police or any constituents of City of Sault Ste. Marie. And I think you're right. And City Manager Chapman said it correctly, that this year is just a perfect storm with everything that's happened. And if you look back at if one of those big box stores up on 3 Mile had not done the dark store exemption, we would have enough money for a lot of the things that we're talking about. So it's you know, there's a lot of issues going forward, and it's the state not passing on money. It's the big box stores saying that they don't think they should pay their fair share. It's this, that, and the other thing. So we'll have a great discussion, I think, at the next meeting, and certainly invite everybody to attend and participate. This is your money, not ours. So Commissioner Talentino, any questions or comments?
No, I'm set, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Miller?
So I know we're just scheduling the public hearings tonight, but my question to you is someone who wants to chime in on this and talk about it, the only way to do that is to get in on our Zoom meetings? That's the only way?
Well, they certainly could write us a correspondence, prior to the meeting. But give us ample time to review it.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I just wanted to make a point that there were no public funds expended in the purchase of your phone. Commissioner Collins, any questions or comments?
Just a comment. I think my biggest concern is talking to some of the firefighters is that this could possibly put them in a situation where they don't have enough people to run a fire properly. So typically they got to have 5, but if they only have 4, then they're shorthanded, and that puts them at risk. And I don't think we want to be putting them at risk. I was under the understanding that there was a situation this weekend where 2 of the guys couldn't come in because of family situations, and the chief actually had to come in to cover the shift for 12 hours. So I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that, if that's how far we've cut it, I think that we need to look at seeing if there's a way we can put at least 1 more person back into the budget, even though we've done a lot of the hard cuts. I don't think that we want to do anything to put firefighters at risk. That's my biggest concern.
Thank you. I'm sure city manager will address those at our at the hearing as well. Commissioner Bospas Rath, any questions or comments?
I'm all set. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Bauer, any questions or comments?
No.
And because this is looks like 3 separate motions and it's very long, I'll take volunteers to read this one.
I'll read it.
All right, Commissioner Collins.
All right. Motion number 1, schedule a public hearing for Monday, May 17th, 2001 at 7 p.m. on final resolution for the purposes of establishing the 2021 tax levy.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Any questions or comments? We have to do roll call, Robin?
Yes, please.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Talentino,
Yes.
Commissioner Tuorty,
Yes.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Bospas Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. Thank you. Commissioner Collins.
Motion number 2, schedule a public hearing for Monday, May 17th, 2021 at 7 p.m. in the City Commission chambers on the adoption of the water and sewer rates for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2021 and ending June 30th, 2022.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Any questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Tuorty,
Yes.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Bospas Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. Thank you. Commissioner Collins.
Motion number 3, and schedule a public hearing for Monday, May 17th, 2020 at 7 p.m. in the City Commission chambers on the General Appropriations Act for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2021 and ending June 30th, 2022.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Any questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Bospas Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino,
Yes.
Commissioner Tuorty.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. Thank you. And for those that are just watching online, I think it's worth noting that Deputy City Manager Robin Troyer is not only keeping track of the roll call and rotating it, but she's also queuing up these items so that we can vote on them individually. And when there's one that has 3, she has to split them up. So she really is working hard behind the scenes there, and you make it look so easy. So thank you for running the meeting that way for us.
Thank you, Mayor.
Under H, City Manager announcements and updates. City Manager Chapman. Not that you don't work hard too, City Manager.
Nice save. Just a quick note, I believe I'm sharing my screen now, just so everyone's aware, and just as a reminder, Saturday, May 15th at 9 a.m. to noon is the citywide cleanup. It's a little bit different this year, given the circumstances that we're still in based on COVID. There won't be a picnic or any t-shirts, but we are still looking for a good amount of volunteers to come out, register with Mary Jo Duval, and help clean up the city. I've seen a lot of people kind of stop by on the roads, pick up some of the trash on the side. So we're on a good start here, but really want to make this a big push here. So citywide cleanup, Saturday, May 15th, 2021, 9 a.m. to noon. Stop that there. A couple other announcements for the commission. Big one. Last week, in working with Linda Hoth, who I see is on our meeting here tonight, her and her board with the CVB have dedicated a certain amount of money and a fundraising effort to assist the city in making repairs to the Ani boat launch over by the campground off of over on the west side of or the east side of the city there. Maybe you've heard or maybe you've seen that particular boat launch has had a real rough winter with the water rescinding down. It got underneath of the bricks and underneath the concrete and the cracks. The freeze and thaw cycle just took heck out of that launch. So kind of being outside of the scope of any kind of funding that we have available to us right now, Linda and a group of volunteers that came together to really fundraise and put some money together so that we can repair that boat launch. Right now, we're looking at about $20,000, and Linda is committed to raising that funds for us. So since Linda is here, I will take the opportunity to publicly thank her and her cohort of people that will help fundraise for this. And certainly, without people like Linda, this certainly would not have happened for us. So I'm incredibly happy to report that we'll be moving on the bid as soon as possible, or whatever work we have to do, and then getting it done as quickly as possible. Other than that, just as a reminder, I will be out of the office May 27th and May 28th. Other than that, I have nothing else, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks, City Manager. I want to remind, I guess, everybody that we will continue with a long-standing tradition of the City Commission participating in citywide cleanup on our area, and I'll send out an email as to the time that we meet prior to gloving up and grabbing our bags. So, City Manager.
I do. I have one more thing I forgot. It was on a different note here. Just a quick update for everyone regarding the downtown access and placemaking project. So we're hitting the ground running on this project now. As the commission recalls, we approved the contract for the contractor not that long ago. Our wonderful staff in our engineering department have been busting their keisters to try to make this thing happen for the summer. So all in all, again, this road, these 4 stretches of road and these parking lots here will be totally redone this summer. It's about a $6.2 million project. A large portion of it coming from the MEDC, a big portion of it coming from the city, as well as some of our tribal partners here. So we are getting into the phase of completing our work, which will actually start mid-May. So we finally got with the contractors and worked out a timeline here. North Court will be the first section that will be redone. So that's this stretch up here, including the parking lots. That will run from May 17th to June 17th. South Court Street will be this area over here with these parking lots. They'll run from June 21st to July 15th. And then the next section will be Oka Alley, which involves Oka Alley and this parking lot. That'll run July 19th, August 27th. And then Arlington and the fire lot around the fire hall will be redone end of summer, around August, and probably wrap up about October 1st. Again, weather barring on all of this stuff. So staff and I met today. We have some parking plans that we're going to start publishing out to all the businesses. We're going to kind of take it off into clusters and chunks. This next week, we're going to work with the downtown businesses in this area, as well as the county administration building. We have some opportunities or some areas for them to park And we're just going to keep shifting kind of our focus on these areas. So it is going to be a very hectic summer down here. There will be complaints. In discussing it with the staff today, it's not our intention to, we would like to be able to set it up to say that there's not going to be any complaints. That's kind of unrealistic at this point. So we're going to do our best to make sure we can facilitate whatever parking in the area we have. For example, the county courthouse is looking to start jury trials again back in July. And that's going to be about 50 extra cars down that area. So it's going to be a scramble. We're going to do the best we can. We've got a good solid plan. And we're going to be communicating that and working with everyone around there. But there will be parking on the neighborhood streets. There will be a shift from people that have permits to be able to park in different areas. We'll certainly keep the commission appraised as we move forward here. Just some of the notes that we have here. There's a lot of different parking areas that we still have. We're going to be pursuing some private parking lots to see if we can utilize those during the business hours. Apologize the spelling. A lot of that's just secondhand notes, so ignore that. But again, it's going to be a hectic summer, but we're certainly going to look for the output of this process. And this would be the first area here, North Court Street. So we'll have two beautiful new parking lots, new road, new sidewalks, new parking, a little bit of place-making elements here. I believe there's maybe a bus station or two in this area too. So we're certainly looking forward to this project being done, but we've got to get through this summer to be able to get to that point there. So we will keep the commission up to date as we move forward with all this stuff, just as an FYI.
I'm really excited to see that they are doing it in modules like that from start to finish rather than ripping up the whole town and piecemealing it. So that's excellent.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, but as I say, it's going to make it a little bit less stressful.
Yeah.
They're going to bring in all the crews there. They're going to focus on one area for about a month, get in and get out. And again, a lot of it's going to be complete reconstruction. So we're talking about roads, sidewalks, parking lots, and then all the underground infrastructure as well. So our water, our sewer. There has been some change from the original plan, which was pitched probably about 2 years ago now. Some of the above ground utilities aren't able to be buried due to funding restrictions, but the end of the project will still be worth it when we get through it.
All in all, it'll be transformational for downtown. Anybody have any questions or comments for City Manager Chapman?
Actually, I do.
Oh, sure, Commissioner Bob.
Just a request. I would like the city manager to send me the information on those dates and everything. Or
Yes,
was
sir.
it with our packet and I missed it?
No, it was not. We just shorted up last week and got with staff about the parking today. So I'm going to clean up my notes and get it to the commission as soon as possible. But I will get you the kind of the high level dates here when we're done with the meeting.
Thanks, because I know people are going to be asking questions, so I'd like to have the info
Yep.
at my fingertips.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Not a problem. Thank you, sir.
Great. Anybody else? All right, moving into item I, which is matters presented by the public. And I know that City Manager Chapman called out Linda Hoth, and I'm going to call her out here to unmute and take some accolades for helping with the Ani Osborne boat ramp, which is in dire need of help. And I think she has something else to tell us.
Well, hello there, Mayor and Commissioners. It's funny talking like this, but we should all be used to it by now. But I wanted to let you all know that this is National Tourism Week. And Sault Ste. Marie had a great opportunity this morning to be a part of the Pure Michigan and TICOM. When we did a presentation, a press conference, we usually do every year, and we usually get to go to it, but we didn't do that this year. But we did a wonderful video, and I have to thank Tim Ellis because he helped me with the video, and we put it together and presented it. We were one of 5 cities, so I was really happy with what happened today. And I want you to let you know too that through this, the whole state of Michigan, we're doing a scavenger hunt throughout Michigan. We went and got donations and sent it, and it's downstate someplace, so I have no clue where our donations are. But we received donations up here, and we started today with the donation. But what we're doing is the scavenger hunt is every day on our I Love Sault Ste. Marie and our Instagram. We are putting stuff out and having people do a scavenger hunt and go through the city and take pictures. Today was at Bird's Eye. Tomorrow will be a big surprise. You've got to figure out where it was at because it's a scavenger hunt. So we give you clues. So it's going to be a fun week. And we have a lot of prizes to give away from different cities within Michigan. We're trying to keep everything in Michigan and keep it going. So we're having a really kind of a fun day. Showing off Sault Ste. Marie, but also showing off some of the other cities. Today we gave away something from Mount Pleasant and Alpena. But I said, so watch our I Love Sault Ste. Marie and our Instagram, and you will could win some big prizes. And by Friday is the biggest prize. But you have to get out and move around downtown. So, but thank you.
Thank you, Linda. And if you look at the screen that's up right there, which is Linda's Facebook I Love Sault Ste. Marie site, when you look at the population of Sault Ste. Marie, which is 14,000, you look at the population of our county, which is 30-some thousand, she has 151,045 people that follow that page. It's phenomenal. And we've looked at peer cities like the goodies, like Traverse City and Marquette and some of the others, and she is stomping all over them. So does a great job at promoting the community. Linda, any comments at all on that? I mean, it's amazing.
It is amazing, and we're pretty fortunate. I said, we have worked really hard in making sure that we people know who we are. And to be asked to be a part of Pure Michigan and Tourism Coalition this morning and doing a whole presentation I was honored to put out. And I have to say ours was the best. I said it was the best. It really was, because we have so much more than everybody else. I said you had Bay City. I mean, they had one thing they put out, and you had some of the others. I say the second best was Traverse City. So between us and Traverse City, we were right on the top of the list. And it's because we're TICOM members, and TICOM is a tourism coalition. And that's everything from retailers to restaurants to all different types of people that belong to TICOM. So it's not just convention and visitors bureaus. So it's a good day, and we're going to have a great week. So if you want to win a prize, follow us and see where everything is. Thanks, Mayor and Commissioners.
Thank you, Linda. You do a great job. And Linda often has the head of Pure Michigan, Dave Lorenz from MEDC up here, but we're still waiting for you to get Tim Allen up here, the voice of Pure Michigan. So
I keep trying.
any questions? We usually don't do back and forth on matters presented by the public, but you're more than public. So any questions for Linda?
Actually, I do have a question for Linda there.
Oh boy. I
Has she
just
heard
opened that
anything-
up, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Has she heard anything from federal or her state representatives about our border maybe being opened anytime soon?
Well, actually, I'm on the International Bridge Authority board, so we have a meeting next week. I know it has not, they have not given us a date. They kind of keep putting it off and putting it off. So, but I should hear more next week if you want to give me a call at the office.
I'll
Next
definitely do
Thursday's
that.
a meeting, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Linda, very much.
You bet.
Anybody else? That's a tough act to follow, but anybody that has any matters presented by the public?
You guys have any of those Prohibition era tunnels you can send some vaccines over to us in?
Wish we could. We'd love to.
Would it be
Can I
okay?
say something? Oh, go ahead. Never mind.
Oh, I can wait.
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay. Would it be okay to talk about the fire department staffing and the budget?
You may talk about anything you'd like, certainly.
Okay.
Yep.
My name is Peyton Blakely. I wrote the letter regarding the staffing and the hiring freeze. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes?
Coming in great. Yep.
Okay, great. I would just like to actually read that letter that I had sent the commissioners and the mayor so that the public can have knowledge of what's going on with their fire department. The members of the City of Sault Ste. Marie Fire Department, USW Local 13635, have been made aware of a proposed budget for the 2021-2022 budget year. We have many concerns with placing a hold on filling open positions within the fire department. SSMFD members have concerns for the residents of the city and neighboring townships that we have sworn to protect and serve, and for the safety of our own department personnel. The Sault Ste. Marie Fire Department operates 18 full-time members with a daily crew staffing of 6 firefighter paramedics 24/7, 365 days a year. The SSMFD responds to all fire and EMS emergencies within the City of Sault Ste. Marie. The Sault Ste. Marie Fire Department also is the full-time EMS provider for neighboring townships. The SSMFD staffs an ALS Advanced Life Support Intercept vehicle providing EMS services for all EMS departments within Chippewa County and some in Mackinac County. SSMFD provides mutual aid to neighboring townships, volunteer fire departments as well. The fire department also offers critical care transport services for War Memorial Hospital. The SSMFD responds to an average of 3,000 emergency calls per year, providing a professional and prompt service to all people who reside within the City of Sault Ste. Marie and throughout Chippewa County. There's at the bottom of the letter, there's a table comparing our staffing with comparable cities. In Northern Michigan. At full staffing, the SSMFD operates with a 6-member per shift, but per contract, the SSMFD must maintain a 5-member on duty. Only 1 member off duty per day, vacation, sick, bereavement, etc. Although the SSMFD can operate at a 5-member duty crew, it brings many safety concerns for not only the citizens of Sault Ste. Marie and Chippewa County, but also for the safety of SSMFD members. With less than full staffing, the fire department is stretched very thin when responding to multiple emergency calls a day. Routinely, the fire department responds to multiple EMS or fire calls at a time. When this happens and the fire department crew is at 5, there's only 1 department member left at the station. Per MDOT and NFPA guidelines, 1 firefighter paramedic cannot effectively respond to a fire or EMS call. When the SSMFD duty crew is staffed at 6, the department can provide more services to the community than it can at 5. This increases safety for citizens and the fire department members at a fire scene and on EMS calls. Unfortunately, over the past year and a half, the fire department has been at least 1 member short, currently 2 members short. The ability to hire firefighter paramedics across the nation has been a difficult task for many years. As a union, we don't believe this is the time to stop trying. Our union is aware. Our union is unaware of any other full-time fire departments in the state of Michigan that have proposed a hiring freeze or cutting positions. If the hiring freeze proposed for the 21-22 budget occurs, the fire department will be operating at a bare minimum staffing. This would provide a less than safe and efficient service for our residents and create many safety concerns for the fire department members. One of the major safety concerns for the fire department members would be potential for burnout due to increased overtime or job-related stress. Firefighters working 72-hour shifts will be commonplace. Dropping fire department staffing will have a negative impact on our citizens and businesses by increasing insurance costs due to increasing ISO ratings. Lastly, we have faced COVID-19, as we all know. It's taken a lot out of everyone in one way or another. And the last thing anyone in the fire department or community wants right now is a cut in EMS services. We just ask that you take another look at the budget, especially with our comparables. Marquette Fire Department runs 900 calls less a year than us while staffing, eight members per shift. Traverse City, very similar. Similar call volume, 3,000 calls per year is what we do, but they have 2 members more per shift. We're working a lot of 72-hour shifts, a lot of mandatory overtime where we're not able to go home and see our families. And it's not safe. We ask that you take another look at the budget for the safety of the fire department members and the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Peyton. Nicely done, and we appreciate your service. And hopefully you and others will come to the public hearing at the next meeting and express your concerns with the budget as well. So thanks very much. Anybody else that would like to make any comments before the commission?
Mayor,
Yes.
I apologize for being late coming to the meeting. We had a house showing that ran longer than expected.
Ah,
I believe that,
police chief.
yes, I'm sorry, I'm not in uniform. I don't wear that when I'm at home. I understand that you did the police memorial proclamation at the beginning of the meeting.
Yes, sir. Yep.
I really wanted to be at the meeting for that. As all of you know, I'm a firm believer in the traditions of police departments, police officers. One of those being the remembrance of officers that have been killed in the line of duty. We've dedicated our station to the 3 officers that were killed in Sault Ste. Marie due to their work. But I wanted to extend my appreciation once again. Year after year, this commission has recognized Police Week, Police Memorial Day, and it means a lot to us. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Chief Riley. You did a better job than I did on reading the proclamation. I appreciate you being here.
I'll catch it on the reruns.
Yeah, you can catch it on YouTube. We appreciate your service as well. Any other public comment? Just flipping between the 2 pages. So public comment. All right, moving on to item J, which is matters presented by the City Commission, City Commissioners. Yes, Commissioner Tory.
Well, I thought that maybe Commissioner Vasquez Rath would take this, but I just wanted to say congratulations to all of the Lake State graduates who graduated over the weekend. I know that it was not an in-person or a traditional graduation ceremony, but there was a lot of families in town and a lot of activity down on Portage Street. The Sioux Locks Visitor Center was open for the first time in, well, I mean, yeah, a year and a half. So it was really nice to see all of the people out and the weather cleared up. So it turned out to be a fantastic weekend, and always congratulations to those students and good luck in their careers.
Thanks, Commissioner Tuarty. Yeah, and I would echo those sentiments. Congratulations to the Lake State graduates. It was a pretty unique graduation ceremony. My daughter's boyfriend, Austin Purchase, graduated from Lake Superior State University, so I was able to attend a nice setting at the CC Hall where they had maybe a dozen or so students watching on the big screen and passing around a robe to wear. So it was different, but I think it was a lot of fun, and it was really a nice occasion, and they made the best of it. So congratulations to all of the graduates of Lake Superior State University. So that was great. Any other commissioner have any comments? So who is unmuted? Who wants to make the motion to close this meeting?
Move to adjourn.
Support.
Been moved and supported. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned.